But when you see someone in need, are you generous in providing that help, or do you hold back? What kind of a person does Jehovah want us to be? Let's look at our scripture again, and this time let's read 2 verses. That's Proverbs 3:27 and 28. Do not withhold good from those to whom you should give it, if it is within your power to help. Do not say to your neighbor, go away, come back later. I will give it to you tomorrow, if you can give it now. Clearly, Jehovah wants us to be generous, but he also indicates he knows that sometimes we hold back. Why? Why would a person hold back from doing good to others or helping others if he sees someone that has a need? Well, there can be various reasons. Certainly, all of us have to fight against the inborn tendency to be selfish. But there could be other factors. For example, perhaps one grew up in a family that had very little money and very few resources, and the parents were constantly concerned about making ends meet, and children could grow up with feelings of insecurity. Well, if that is the case with us, how can we rid ourselves of a feeling of insecurity that if we give to others, we won't have something for ourselves? Well, it comes down to really knowing and trusting Jehovah God. We know Jehovah God is a generous person. In fact, the most generous person in all the universe. Creation tells us that. Psalm 145, verse 16, says that he opens his hand and satisfies the desire of every living thing. James 1:17 says that he is a giver of every good gift and perfect present. So we know Jehovah is generous, and we want to be like him. But also, we must trust Jehovah. How's that? Well, notice this promise in Proverbs, a few pages away in chapter 11, and verses 24 and 25. One gives generously and ends up with more. Another withholds what should be given, but he comes to poverty. The generous person will prosper, and whoever refreshes others will himself be refreshed. Yes, the generous person will prosper. That's God's promise. Have you ever noticed how very often persons with very few resources are the most generous? I was thinking about a situation that occurred here at Patterson some months ago. A brother in a Pioneer Service School class got the news that his father was near death in a hospital many thousands of miles away. Well, when his classmates and his department learned about this, they gathered together enough funds so that he could fly home and see his father before he died. How generous. In another case, well, we have to say that the organization really is filled with people who know and trust Jehovah, and they apply this direction to be generous. Recently, an elder related his experience. About 3 years ago, he and his wife really came into need. Unexpectedly, she became pregnant, and there were complications early on. And the doctor said, you must stay in bed for the rest of your pregnancy. So she couldn't get up to cook or clean or do part-time work as she had been doing. This was a difficult situation for them. And they prayed earnestly to Jehovah for help and guidance. The brothers and sisters in the congregation saw their need for help. Many of them called them to give encouragement. Others came and sat with his wife. But one dear sister called the brother at work and said, Brother so-and-so, I know this is a rough time for you. So until your wife gets back on her feet, you will have a hot dinner twice a week. And she did that faithfully for almost 9 months, every Tuesday and every Friday. But what was remarkable was about this was that this sister had lupus, and she often was very sick. And when she was sick, the brother would tell her, you don't have to prepare a meal for us. I will come home and I will cook. But she insisted to prepare the meal for both of them. And here's what she told the brother. After all, the elders have to prepare spiritual food and shepherd the congregation no matter what is going on in their lives. And when the elders are tired or not feeling well, if one of their friends needs help, they would come and assist. So if the elders can do that, I can too. She also said she loves Jehovah, and she knows Jehovah loves her because at times when she is not well, he still gives her the strength to keep going. So she is only showing the same love Jehovah is showing her. Now, how beautiful is that? Love. That is the key. When we feel Jehovah's love, then our gratitude moves us to help others to show love in a very practical way. But generosity takes many forms. It does not always involve giving others something materially. Interestingly, in Luke 11:41, Jesus told the Pharisees to give as gifts of mercy the things that are from within. The things that are from within. So evidently, Jesus was referring to qualities of the heart, such as love and compassion, empathy. So we do not want to be emotionally stingy. We want to share positive emotions with others. So how can we do that? Well, we can get into the habit of always thinking, how can we make others around us feel better? Sharing positive emotions includes praising others sincerely, rewarding others, recognizing the talents of others, showing signs of appreciation for what they are doing and what they are. So don't hold back your love and your encouragement. Do it today. Your heart is filled with a new supply of love every day. And whatever you don't give away is gone forever. If we give from the heart, we will not expect anything back in return. But the fact is, we will be rewarded. Because as the scripture said that we read earlier, the one refreshing others will himself be refreshed. We will be happier. And the quality of generosity will grow in us. And it is contagious. Without realizing it, our acts of generosity effectively plant little seeds of generosity in others. And just as we imitate Jehovah's generosity, they too will do so.